Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to This Will Be Named Later, a podcast about content creators, the creative culture, if you will. Now, this is a part where I act all professional and tell you what the podcast is about, but I'm not really good at being professional, so let's just keep it a buck. And like I said, we talk about creators from all walks of life, from all mediums, modders, podcasters, video content creators, vloggers, bloggers, everybody in between. But more specifically at this juncture, we're talking about wrestling creators because a lot of us are underserved in the wrestling community, but there's a lot of us creating content. And a lot of content that needs to be consumed, that needs to be known about, and needs to be discussed, distributed, and brought forth into a bigger light. So I hope that with this podcast, we can do that and shine a light on some of these people that are making dope-ass stuff for the wrestling community. And now a word from our sponsor.
OCWFED is a hybrid pro wrestling EFED that combines elements of role play and competitive play using the WWE 2K franchise. Whether you're on PlayStation or Xbox, OCWFED is a creative outlet for gamers and pro wrestling fans alike. With over 16 years experience producing weekly content and live Twitch events, OCWFED has a thriving community with handlers from all over the world. If this sounds like your cup of tea, come check us out at OCWFed.com, OCWFedTV on YouTube, and OCWFed on Twitch. It's like D&D for wrestling nerds.
What's good, friends? This is JCS, and this is part 2 of my 2-part podcast with Worldzy, the owner, proprietor, and founder and ruler of the WWA. When we last left off, Worldzy was saying that he was basically going to call it quits. He was cashing in his chips and he was gone because the burnout is real. So here's part 2. Let's get on with the nitty and the gritty, baby.
Reactor online, sensors online, weapons online, all systems nominal.
I was like, nope, I'm done, man. I'm done. Like, it's either I find help or I, again,
restructure.
You know this, or I was quitting. And I don't quit, man. Like, if there was ever a time in my life, and I've been put in some bad holds and some bad predicaments in my amateur career, but I wouldn't quit. If there was a time where I was going to tap out, it was the day after Halloween, because I was like, my wife's looking at me. She's like, you just don't look happy. Like, you just look exhausted.
It's so important. That is so.
She's like, you just, you look like you're angry, and you just look like you're. I wouldn't say a shell of myself, but she's like, you just look like you're not at what you're just agitated. Like something's gonna piss you off. And I'm like, I am. And then I just got emotional with her, and gosh, she's been my rock through everything. But it's just like, I can't take it anymore. So I had the video, cut it, and then I made the post, hey, I'm looking for help. Papa Paws came up to me and said, and there was a couple other people, hey, I'll help with making characters.
Yeah, people love showing up, and it's
and then there was a couple of people like, hey, I can do this for you, and I was like, that's great, thank you for understanding. But then Papa Paws was like, hey, Worlds, I'm not the greatest editor, but I think I could help you, and I think I know what it is you're doing for. What you and I are talking about here is, if I went to any editor on a Fiverr or just put like I did on Twitter and say, hey, I'm looking for an editor for a VOD, they're thinking of boom, 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 highlight clip and, first person shooter. They don't understand what you're trying to do. So he's like, hey, if you walk me through this, let me show you what I got, and I will give it, and if you don't want to do it, we don't have to move forward. I just want to help you the best I can. And not only did he knew what I was wanting, he made it better. And since with these transitions, he's a master at audio. So people that will put promos, but where they're at, they may be in the basement and the audio just rebounds everywhere. He knows how to drown out the echo and all this shit. Okay. And I'm like, he's got it down. I was like, dude, like you're hired. So he and I have a system now that's been working. This is week 3. It's been a joy, but he has no idea. And I tell him weekly now that you are practically saving my life or saving the WWA, because I was at a point where I was dead in the water, man. Yeah. I was like, look, I don't care how good the value is in the product. I'm exhausted. I'm mentally breaking down, and I just don't care anymore. Like I just don't care. So
see, you're still young, and you had it in your early career. I had peaks and valleys, bro. Mm-hmm. I was looking through my old because I have a forum. That's the main, like, it's not the main station, but it has a lot of lore and stuff on it. So I was looking through the old staff chats, and I've literally had maybe 24 different staff members, and I was like, holy shit. Just different, because just people revolving doors, which is why you're thanking Papa Pause, which is why I continually thank Jake Allen, because he's the dude that he one day he's like, we should do commentary, and then I was like, oh man, that's a lot of work. He's like, no, we can figure it out. So we did commentary, and I think that the tail end of 2018, and now it's been a staple. Now if we don't have commentary, I feel weird. I have to go on Twitch and talk myself because I gotta have commentary because of Jake Allen. I gotta have commentary, And then Kent, the booker, he's been a booker for 10 years because we had someone booking and they were inconsistent or flaky or whatever. So he took over and he's been the rock on booking. Then I have the other guy that he joined when he was a youngling. Now he's a grown ass man teaching PhD, having kids, blah 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 blah, having the firstborn. He's the GM of the other show. So what happens is we rotate. 1 week I do the Riot show. And whatever. The next week he'll do Turmoil. So I have the week off. He has a week off. If it's a light show, I'll do his show for him because he's a teacher and everything. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's not that difficult, putting stuff together because we have a system. Me and Jake Allen's system, I don't know how it works. We try to explain how it works and we don't. It's just chaotic, but it somehow works. We each understand what the other person's thinking about. And once he goes away, it's going to be a sad time. It'll be the sad time like you when you were like, I must cash in, but I don't know. But it boils. See, the thing is, it all falls on you. That's why you feel burnt out. So when it all fell on me, it was also that, but then it was on top of a community who was trash. Not this one. This current iteration of the community is amazing, but the other system was trash or lazy or inconsistent or this, that, and the third. And it's like, why am I busting my hump for these mamas? They do not deserve my time and my effort. Now I have people who deserve my time and effort. This right now is supposed to be my off time, my off season. I was like, our last show was in October. Like, I'm going to take this time off and relax. And I was like, hey, guys, hypothetically, if I had a G1, how do you think it should work? Because we did it last time, and it was boring and terrible and blah, blah, blah. And next, hypothetical became normal, and now this actual tournament is really good. People are really entertaining. It's really fun, and da-da-da-da. It's like it comes down to the people, but they don't understand the amount of work that goes into it. And it's like a very razor-thin line between I'm motivated to please go away. I'm going into a hole. I'm never coming out. It's a very thin line. So you have to cherish these people, and then you also have to make the systems. So in Papa Pause, you also have to make sure that you aren't overworking his ass either. Because you want to have that balance. So you got. I don't like. So speaking on that. So what is your actual are you, since you stream so much? How does the actual how many videos are you editing? I guess a week maybe. Or how many big things? Go ahead. So
my community is really conditioned to having anywhere from a 2.5 to a 3 hour show where, and I'm thankful for that. And I think any farther unless it's a pay-per-view and there's big stories, you clock out after 3 hours. And it's just it. So I will have anywhere from 18 to 20 matches recorded by Wednesday night or Thursday morning.
Okay.
So usually Wednesday I'll record, Thursday record, send everything to him, but kind of giving him his spotlight here just finally. So he and I have a system where, with universe mode on 2K where it'll show up, and if you have 2 shows, it'll be like breakouts here, havocs here, and then you swap a week. Usually I'll do it 3 shows. So if it's breakouts week, they get 2, but one of them's a minor. So where they'll have less matches, while the end of breakout will have maybe 6 matches. The minor may have 4 to 5, and then some promos and some segments.
Okay.
Havoc will have a full 6 or 7, just depending. So they'll have that whole system set up there. But if he knows it's breakouts week, meaning there's 2 shows, I'll record breakout, and we have a Google Doc of where I like to book. And I think for anyone that runs an EFED out there, man, you gotta book it right. You can't just throw A through Z in order and just call it good. Like, you got to know what's your main event, what's going to open hot, what's going to be the filler in the middle. And you got to put the pieces. It's very meticulous how you go about that. So he knows. And when he sees the doc, he's like, all right, Worlds wants these 5 in order. So I'm going to go do that. That's already done. And okay, I'll just wait for him to get the rest of the show done. And then he can see on our little OneDrive folder what's being uploaded. And as soon as he sees it, he uploads it into his, I think he has Wondershare, Filmora, or whatever product software he uses. But then he sees it and he's like, okay, here you go. Oh, here's a segment or a little angle he's got. Cool. Oh, here's a promo. Cool. And then he just starts putting it in order for me. So it's just been like, and knock on wood, but this has been such a saving grace and a well-oiled machine where I can still do variety content, where we'll do community night where we do that brawl out thing I was talking about. I'm a huge Halo fan nerd. I am obsessed with Halo. So usually Friday nights I'll be playing Halo, especially with the new one coming out here December 8th. Can't wait for that. That's when I'll be playing. And then Sunday is our full production show. Tuesdays is our live, like our little mini NXT, where we have introduced new talent. And if people are actually staying committed, then they go up to the main shows. Actually, we have a little mini stage and everything, but the main stage is all glitz and glam.
Okay.
And then they'll actually compete on that main show. So that's usually Tuesday, and it's all 2K live. So it's kind of like they can build stories. Let's see how they handle with the win or loss. Let's see how they go about these things and if they can handle it the right way. And then Wednesdays, community night, Friday. So it's a perfect balance where I can still do what it is I want to do, still hang out with family, still focus on me, but also having help putting the show together and not being like, oh my God, I've got to stream, immediately turn this off because I got to record at least 14 matches today. And then the remaining 5 or 6 tomorrow, if that's even so possible, because I've still got to spend time with the wife and the missus, or the wife and baby Worldzy, because God only knows how many days it's been since I've seen them. And we're in the same house, right? So it's even like, hey, I've seen you 1 hour today, Evan. It's like, shit. But anyways, now that's all behind us. Now I can spend a lot more time with them. So it's been working wonders for us.
You know, the best part about that whole answer was the next question was take us through a day or week of the production of WWA. And you already did that. So
2 birds with 1 stone, man. Look
Damn
at that.
right. Damn hippie. Okay, so this one's an easy question. Speaking of production, your Twitch stream is pretty tip top. I hate when I do the voice it sounds so condescending. It's not meant to be, but that's just how I am. So speaking of production, right? The stream is tip top. Do you have any small, we're gonna go into it later, but do you have any quick tips for anybody who wants to make their stream pop a little bit more?
Believe in yourself. That should be number one. If you don't think that like you have what it takes to make it and believe that you can put out the best product, then you shouldn't be doing it. Like, and there's a thing where it can be a hobby and it's a side, that's great, but you also gotta, like, that hobby can eventually germinate into something else, and it can be something huge. That's what WWA was. It was just like this hope and wish, all the while doing something else, to where it's like people come to see the WWA. I mean, we have pro wrestlers that are literally in the WWA to enhance their mic or their promo skills, and because they actually like watching it. It's something different in a sense, but they have that extra, like, shout out to a guy named Freddie Mercurio, Lucha Freddy. He has a character in the WWA, has been here for quite some time, does promos, does the whole 9 yards. You should watch him on YouTube. He's fantastic. But he, and I kid you not, it was one of the coolest things I've ever been told. He is now, when he comes back wrestling in 2022, he has his ring gear made exactly like his WWA character now. Nice. Yeah, dope. He used to have like a tank top and pants, and now he's going with the singlet with the exact style that I made for him. He's like, I can't tell you how cool this looks, and I want to look like that.
Very dope.
And I was like, what an honor that was. So,
we got a couple we have a couple people, but one of them went on to bigger and better things and wants to disown. Actually, let me front. He was actually in town on Saturday, but I still give him shit for it, son of a bitch. Anyway, wants to think you better than everything just because you're getting paid by fans. Whatever. Sorry about that.
Damn them, right?
Right.
Damn them for succeeding.
God damn you for succeeding. No, the greatest thing he ever told me was, I used to be afraid of you, but I realized you're not my dad.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, what are you gonna do, right? What was the next question?
But yeah, no, believe it in yourself, and that's the thing too. Always, like, just try things. Like, and if you're afraid of failure, that's something you should just get over. Like, you're not gonna bat 1,000. You're not gonna hit the home run in the bottom of the ninth. You're gonna strike out. You may hit a single, but just try, because if it works and it works well, man, you got something with it, and run with it. So just, because then what happens is, if people that really appreciate and understand, they're not going to leave, because they believe in you, they believe in the product, and they're going to watch it grow and to become something I still think we don't have, if I'm looking at my community, like my audience, I guarantee you there is a 40% fan base that is wrestling and the other 60 is not. The other 60 is they do it because they love the product, but they love seeing what I have become over the 2 years that I've been streaming. They were like, oh my God, look what he's done. I love what he's doing now. This is great. Those were the people that watched me play Halo. Those are the people that watched day one of WWA when it was nothing, when I had the incident occur, where they looked at it and they're like, you know what? We're still behind him. So anyone's out there listening, looking to grow and develop, just try new things, give it your best, study. Don't be like, I don't want to watch this EFED because it's competition. Get that out of your head. And we're all a collaborative effort. You look at somebody and you're like, hey, let's see what he's doing and let's see how I can make it my own without stealing someone's homework. Let's see if I can twist it in the right way to make it mine. That's not theirs. So
there you go. It's funny because I used to feel a certain way many years ago, but nowadays it's probably just age or like how the water with the rock. So now I'm happy everybody's eating. There's only a few people I don't want to eat because they don't deserve to eat, because if you're going to copy my shit and be bad at it, then you need to go play in the river and never come back up for air. Anyway, that being said, let's go on. That's me spilling tea. Let's go on to the point of contention that we've been dancing around. Actually, we haven't been dancing around at all. But the next question, we mentioned offline about you being the #1 EFED on Twitch. I want you to elaborate on that. What type? Well, you specify what type of EFED WWE is. Once again, is this statistically accurate? I'm calling myself the #1 P. Well, I don't know why I'm yelling. I'm calling myself the #1 PBP EFED.
Let them know.
Dead ass. But yeah, so
there is a story and there's logistics.
Give me the story first, then we can go with logistics. We can do with the feelings, and then we can go with the facts.
Okay. This is some very few people know about. So if you are if you're not even listening to this, shame on you. All right. But if you are listening to this, if you are listening, you're going to get an inside scoop here. Why it is what it is, but also the logistics behind it. Why I said I am the #1 federation and continue to do so on Twitch is because I can't even believe I'm saying this. So back in February or March, I reached out to a man that referred you to me, and his name is CWL Kirby Carry-On.
Yes.
And Mr. Kirby and I, on his show, his Worldzy Mania, I was actually going to interfere in the main event or one of the matches, and we were going to have a CWL versus WWA, a brand versus brand show.
I heard about that from him.
Yes. Okay. So yeah. Okay. There's very few people that know this story. And I haven't really told many. So Kirby and I had this planned out, how this was going to work out. And I was going to take obviously the heel approach. And we were going to run, it was just a German of idea, but I was like, hey, Kirby is like the guy that I am going to start taking a jab at. And here's how I'm going to start saying it. I'm going to say I'm the #1 E-Federation on Twitch. And if anyone else like gets riled up about it, so be it, because there's something behind it. So then I start saying it, and I start saying it more. And then I start saying it at Kirby's stream. And then like Kirby and I are just taking jabs on Twitter from time to time. Then Kirby and I teased it, and then we did like a Talk Limited show, a little trivia game night. That was a lot of fun. He and I did. But it was something he and I had envisioned doing. But that all changed because WWA was growing. Kirby had a lot going on at the time as well. So it fell through. Not to say that it won't happen in the future or anything like that. And I'm not, hinting anything either. I'm just saying that was the original idea, was he and I were going to do this brand versus brand. I was going to interfere. Kirby was going to make a week off, come back, cut a promo, and then he and I were going to do this thing, maybe this angle for like a month before he started his new season. And we were just going to like literally be AI versus AI, have fun with it, and then we were going to make a full on thing. Cause he and I also have a little collaborative community. There's some that, intertwine.
Yeah.
We have some that share, and, as well we should. So he said, he and I both agreed, hey, listen, we're going to make it up front. If anyone's going to take this over the top or can't handle, it's fine if they're passionate. It's fine if they want to shit on our product. But if they take it personally or anything like that, we're going to cut it up front. Hey, either we're not doing this at all or you get out of here and you're not participating. Because Kirby and I knew what we were doing and we both agreed, hey, we can take whatever it is we're going to say to each other. We were going to have fun with it and we're going to roll with it. So the germ started with the number one E-Federation on Twitch. Wasn't because this is cocky son of a bitch. It was he and I were going to do this big story.
Okay.
But as it grown and it died off.
There you go. Facts.
Yeah, like, facts. I don't relate. And again, and kind of like what you said, it's not your cup of tea. And maybe it's not my cup of tea. And I'm not saying this disparagingly either, but if you've ever looked on Twitch, maybe YouTube has it as well, but they have the interactive universe modes or something like that where you can. You've seen this?
I won't even front. I thought you were interactive for a second. Like, but
okay,
I can't tell. Like, I honestly can't really tell what's happening. Like,
I don't understand it either. From my understanding,
it's not bad though. It's not bad. I just don't get it.
It's everyone's niche. It's if you like it, by all means, then you go enjoy it. That's fun. But I've tried to sit there and I'll go sit for the content creator that I enjoy. But there is some that I look at and they're like, all right, there's no story. There's no build up. It's just, all right, here we go. Next matchup, spin the wheel. It lands on, all right, Rocky Balboa. Who do you want to be?
Oh, like, versus Godzilla.
Yeah, like either something crazy like that or it's the one I saw was let's say you and I are in this interactive universe mode. Mm-hmm. I want to be Kenny Omega and you want to be like Randy Orton.
Okay.
And you basically can rank up, be those characters and live out through them from my understanding. And even then I still don't fully get it. So I don't ever relate myself to that, but like
so you basically if you take interactive out of the equation, then I guess you would be, since you do hybrid. Well, for the sake of simplicity, because I say hybrid too, you can't copy me, Worldzy. You can't copy me. So since you have since you say it's like AI, but more hybrid, you would consider yourself, for the sake of clarification, AI versus AI. So amongst those cats, you're the number one.
Yeah, like E-Federation, but it's also like I get sent all the time, hey, Worldzy, you were the number one watched on 2K19 this week.
There you go. Okay.
Hey, Worldzy, your numbers beat, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, hey, Worldzy, like you're looking really good with this. You've either been top one, top two, and the second guy is either
so-and-so.
Like if Dank Ops comes on, which again, I'm not there yet. One day I'd love to be, and I'd love to do something with him. But or there's another guy who does an interactive universe mode, and that's their thing. But in terms of E-Federations and stuff like that, nothing. And actually, Kirby sent me this, believe it or not, which was kind of funny because he was looking through a 2K19 PNG image. And my not WWA logo, but it's my W logo. It's my Twitch profile picture. It popped up and he's like, what in the world? Why am I seeing Worldzy? Clicked on the picture, most watched viewer in October for 2K19.
Okay, got you.
So now I don't know if that's been the other months prior, but definitely for October, I was up there. Was number one in terms of E-Federation. So it's like,
so let me hit you with this real quick. Okay, so again, whatever I say, no mean to offense. I just want to get clarification. So in this, because I got because some people you don't seem to type, but you know how it is with some of these motherfuckers. Anyway, so all right, so let's say you're doing, because I know you did yesterday. You had quite a few. You had about maybe 90, almost to 100. There was a dude that had like 200, 300, but he was a foreign whatever guy. I don't know. I think he was German or some shit. So if he streams once, right? Yeah. And he's streaming like Sunday, you're streaming Sunday, and you're also streaming, your regular schedule. Since he only streamed the one time, you're gonna beat him more than likely. That's how that works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So it doesn't matter. So it's basically the slice basically is the content for the week or the month, not just the particular stream.
Yeah, so it's hours watched total. So if 3 out of the 4 days a week that I'm live is 2K related, and I'm streaming an average of anywhere from 3, 4, 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at someone who streams one Sunday for 4 hours versus I bet I stream
You can just say 12. Yeah, 12. Maybe
12 to
16.
15 hours a week is straight up 2K content. You add that up, keep on going. Then if you want to factor in viewership, you know, and you want to keep on going there, but that's what I was trying to say earlier.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and I mean, no,
I know. It's a thing. So like anyone listen, I don't think anyone
Yeah.
listening is gonna get that idea, but if they do, they can kick rocks.
Yeah, that's all. Like, if you don't like what I'm doing, it's like is
if it's factually actual, it is what it is. What you're gonna do. So in other words, so let me give you another what's the word I'm looking for? Another example or whatever, hypothetical.
Yeah.
So let's say one dude shows up on a Saturday. And I don't know, for some whatever reason, maybe he's an influencer or she's an influencer. Maybe she's a bathtub streamer who wants to do 2K19 for the weekend, and she gets like 20,000 people for like 4 hours. Is she gonna beat you, or are you still gonna overcome the odds like John Cena?
In terms of viewership, if she had 20K, and not likely, but in terms of hours watched,
okay,
no, like.
So if they're there and they're just consistently watching, then she will. But if they're just kind of look at that,
and that's what really it boils down to.
Gotcha.
For anyone that's like looking for sponsorships and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they do look at viewership, and that, you know, sometimes that is what it is. But more importantly, so it is based on the hours watched. Meaning, okay, if I'm looking at, let's say, you know, you do your OCW, and for whatever reason you want to play GTA on Friday night instead.
Gotcha.
But yet you want to get the sponsorship for GTA or for Rockstar. You know, again, why is Rockstar going to pick you for the 3 hours that you decide to play GTA versus someone who's busting ass that maybe doing like 1,000+ hours or maybe even more on 2K or on GTA 5. Like, yes, you may have more viewers than them, but you can see that this streamer's on the up and up, has really been busting their ass, grinding those viewerships, grinding the hours played, watched on GTA. They're going to give it to the other person. So like, yes, some Joe Schmo may come in that's like, maybe Pokimane comes in and says, I'm going to do 2K19 one day just to have fun. She knocks it out of the park as she does with every stream. But she did it one time. Well, 2K is not going to look at Pokimane as a potential sponsor. She's going to look at the others who are like, okay, who is really here and who is really busting their ass, not only having consistent viewership, but more importantly, who has the total hours on top of everything else. And you can really see that they are influencing others to purchase the game and help keep 2K19 or 2K wrestling relevant.
Got you. Okay, makes sense. So statistically, you're more correct than incorrect. So we'll get. Yeah. So the survey says, the wheel says, we'll give it to you on that one. But if you're gonna be number one, I'm gonna be number one PvP. I'm gonna start saying that. So I just want you to know that's not a dig at you, but I'm just gonna. You know what it is. But I'm like the tallest kid in third grade, so that shit don't mean nothing anyway. Because literally nobody does what we do, and the few people that do are awful at it. And I don't even mean that to be an asshole, but like they're awful at it. So it is. And I love
competition. So if there's someone that like comes up and takes the viewership away from me, they're battling with me, then guess what? Not only do I respect that and I'll take away what I say, I'm going to keep doing what I do to be better. Now, there's maybe some stream where people got a lot of shit going on and maybe I'm just jockeying for position with one other person. Great, but that's not every week.
Oh, you do pretty good. Like whatever I see, like I'm not gonna pretend like I watch every stream because I don't. I don't even watch. I don't watch Twitch a lot. Like I want to make that clear to people because like you can like I try to support, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna watch like everything because I just honestly
you have a life too, as you should. Yeah, exactly.
So I just rather support and genuinely support. Like the thing that happened with you and EFED whatever. That's genuine. I'm sorry, EFED whatever. EFED podcast. Shout out to Mikey. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, Mikey. That's a good bro. I really just EFED whatever. He's not gonna listen to this, but goddamn, Mikey, my bad. But it's like it's legitimate support. It's not like kumsa shit because there's a lot of wishy-washy motherfuckers out there. Anyway, whatever.
You goddamn right.
So here's a question for you, and this is not a shot, just to make sure. So I've when you're streaming, if I'm streaming or if I'm done or whatever, I've seen like you stream. Why the shit aren't you partnered? Because it looks like you're hitting those metrics. Did they move the goalpost again?
No, they didn't move the goalpost. So
because the way I'm aware of it is the way it was explained to me is that you have to hit the 75, which I know you've hit, but then you have to hit the 75 like 4 or 5 more times consistently or some weird shit like that.
Yes, I've hit the 75 number, but you have to have it in a. So the goal for Twitch is, I can't remember how many streams you have to have, but you have to have a consistent 25 hours a week, I think, of streaming.
God. Yo,
maybe
son.
or maybe it's something crazy. Like you have to have your average of 25 hours above that. So you have to top that, and you have to have the balance of 75 average. So that's the thing where people don't get it, was they see 75. They're like, all right, if I hit 75 viewers, yes, I can apply. No, you have to average that for at least a month. And here's another thing before I go as to why I'm not, is because you have to maintain that and you have to apply to it. And guess what? They can look at you and they'll still turn you down. Yeah, there can be external factors. Maybe be like, hey, listen, your community may not be as engaging as they want them to be. Hey, listen, you had more, like, can you sustain actual solid numbers without a raid, without a single host, or without like external views, like, if you're hosted up on a website or something. Like, they want to know, if you stripped everything to your bare ass naked and you're by yourself, can you sustain that on your own? And do I think on 2K I have no question that eventually the day will come, and it's great. And I'm very grateful for us continuously growing. But wrestling fans love wrestling content.
Yeah.
They do not give a shit about anything else. Now, again, 60% doesn't really care and they enjoy me. But that 40%, man, they don't care. So if I'm not doing Brawl Out, or if I'm not doing WWA Live, or God forbid, when the WWA is there on Sunday, they're all in, they're not coming. And I'm not saying that as a shot or a dig either.
No,
but
that's
hey,
just
guys, come back.
Yeah.
That's reality. Like, what happens is, and again, peek behind the curtain, I can average a 70 to an 85, and that's a broad range, but typically a 70 to 85 range on WWA on Sunday. And
I see it. I see 90 something. Like, oh shit, good for you.
But if I wanted to go on Wednesday, say, hey guys, I'm playing Hunt Showdown, this new like Salem witchcraft game, like battle
15,
royale.
You're getting 15, maybe 25,
35 to 45 tops. And so when you balance that, it just doesn't like. Gotcha. And I'm partnered with Streamloots, and I'm a top partner with them, so I can do these special giveaways and these things and keep people involved and engaged with it, and that'll draw a little more in. But they just don't care. But and Twitch is weird too, man, because it's like
yes it is.
And that's a whole other podcast.
Yeah, we'll
like,
do that. We'll do that the next
holy
time.
Shit,
we'll have you back on that one. But
oh my god, that's Twitch is
fickle.
It's great for content. Yeah, it's great for content creators on the up and up. But mark my words, let's have this conversation 3 or 4 years later, and let's see if Twitch is still as big as because I still firmly believe that YouTube, as if they're doing things right like they have been and really starting to switch to more of a live streaming base, Twitch is going to take over. Or I'm sorry, YouTube is going to take over. Yeah.
Maybe then you got to get on the YouTube wagon. So before we end on, well, we're not done, but before we end on that little tangent, I will say, bold prediction, if you swap over to 2K22 might be where you probably hit the tipping point, because it will be the nice perfect storm of a metric ton of new people that'll just come in. Because remember, this is a 4-year-old game. I'm doing 25, 35, sometimes even 40. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'm a nobody. Yep. That's awesome. Like, I got 400 something followers. I ain't got shit, but I do pretty okay. I do okay by my metrics. So I'm happy with that.
Well, and that's good too, because you were primary based with YouTube, and then you did Twitch, and that's the thing that's people very difficult about too, is you're having people try to cross brands and watch you on a different platform. And as weird as it is, they may love you to death. And I know because once a Friday I'll do YouTube and just do either a wrestling show or I'll do a different variety game just to see what YouTube's about. I'm telling you, man, they may love you to death, but if you're not on the brand that they watched you, sometimes they won't come. And it's the reality where it's like, I'm still here, right? I'm still doing the same thing, but they're like, well, you're not on Twitch, Worldzy.
Yeah,
so it's like that.
It's easier on Twitch. So yeah, hopefully, I think maybe 2K22 will probably be when you get the partner. I'm gonna make that prediction. I want partner too, but goddamn, we're knocking on the door
to be a next maker with 2K. Hopefully,
oh yeah,
So we'll see what happens there.
That's a whole different can of worms. Like my thing is like I don't want to be mean to the people, but some people are like they're posting their generic whatever emails that we're still watching. I'm like those are just generic emails. Yo, relax. Don't do that.
Like it could be me.
Did you get the one? Did you get the one where they're like, download the game, the download the game one? Did you get that one?
What, to apply for that key?
No, yeah. Did you get that one?
Yeah.
I got that one. I was like, at first, I was like, is someone trying to is a Nigerian trying to scam me? What the hell is this about? And I looked at it, okay, that's legitimate. I was like, all right, whatever the hell that is, but cool. See, the thing is, like, I'm not anti 2K, but like, I don't sugarcoat shit. So so it's like if they pick me, cool, but I'm not gonna kiss your ass, so I'm probably not gonna have it. Like back in the day, we had what was it? Guess you only care. We had like a NWA, not NWA, but it was like, remember when NWA was like all these different like brands or whatever, like in the early 2000s. So at one point, NWA approached us for like a sponsorship, and I was like, oh, that's very cool. But there was some stuff they wanted me to remove from my phone. I was like, no, it's not happening. Don't tell me what the fuck to do. And
because that's not you. That's not your stuff at the end of the day.
So I've tanked plenty of shit like that just because I'm a hard-headed Hispanic, but it is what it is. I don't know, man. So with the next makers, if I get it, cool. If not, whatever. I still, there's still Virtual Basement, AEW games. I just like wrestling games now, and I don't want bullshit. So if there's bullshit, I have to call it. I'll try to be polite about it. I'm not going to be an asshole, but it's like, yo, so next maker, cool. If not, whatever. I don't care. Just make a good game. Remove HUDs online because HUDs online are stupid. Like, I don't want to see Worldzy and myself in the corner on the goddamn. We know who we're fighting because we're here.
Yeah.
Why do I have to see
we're
in the
there.
corner? That's stupid. Why do I have to see why do I have to see menu elements? It's dumb. Just get rid of it. We don't need it anyway. Sorry, I get on my tangents when it comes to that shit. It's just dumb shit like that irritates me regarding like presentation and immersion. Okay, so you mentioned your community a couple times, so let's just touch on them real quick. Hold on, I'm not sure how long you've been in the community. Oh, well, here's a broad question. Do you think your community has changed or evolved since you started?
Oh yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yes,
I'm gonna
yes,
assume positive. Yeah, right.
Yeah. No, we went on up and up. We've had some issues though, where it's like, and again, we talked about it earlier. Just the selfish people that really show their colors when it's. Again, it's not even real, man.
No, it ain't.
Again, it's great and it's storytelling, and I'm as invested as everyone else. Don't get me wrong here. And I wore a goddamn $5 mask or a $5 wig from Walmart to pretend to be this evil CEO.
I did see that, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
It's my profile picture on Discord right now, for crying out loud.
I've seen.
Yes,
like right now, your photo, you have a puppet. Was that a gift or did you make that puppet?
Yeah, no, that's someone gifted me that.
Oh,
that's the
beautiful.
CEO puppet of. What the Fiend was
when he had the Vince McMahon.
So they're like, Worldzy, I think this would fit. So anyways, there's been some selfish people, man. There's like, how come I don't win her? And then they'll leave. Or my favorite is we had a professional wrestler, Drew Gulak, rated me. Shout out to Drew. Thank you. Rated our channel when he was on Twitch just watching wrestling content.
Yeah.
And had a big one. And then there was these two wannabe content creators that just a joke. They were like, they're like, that's not real. You're never going to get those numbers again. Like, oh, please. That was just the one time. You're never going to like succeed off that.
What's the point of that? That's what I'm saying. Like, what is
it's
the point
jealousy at the end of the day. Like, all you're doing is hurting yourself, and you're just showing like, who's going to want to believe in you like after that anyways. And I'm not a guy. It's like, look, if there's someone that's trying to start shit and rile, I'm not going to sell it. I'm not going to acknowledge it. Like, if you're going to be like, oh, Worldzy didn't really get those views. It was a rain, or how Worldzy never lets me win. He just wants his friends to win. I'm not going to acknowledge you or give you the time of day, because if you're that immature of a person to really think that, or not want to help others succeed or believe in them, because guess what? If I grow, God forbid, everyone else will as well, because it'd be my mission to help others, because I enjoy that. Like, there is younger EFED guys that started or just trying to start. Hey, Worldzy, how do I go about this? I'm not some arrogant prick that's going to be like, don't ask me, kid, your competition. Like, I'm happy to help you. Like,
sorry, kid, I can't help you.
Yeah, like Kirby again, and I give him credit to this day. Kirby didn't have to come tell me, hey, Worldzy, you know, pre-records will save your life, right? Hey, Worldzy, you know that where like this edit, like the trick that he taught me about the Titantron thing.
Ah, okay.
Like, yeah, he showed me. He was like, well, he didn't show me. I figured out how he did it, and I was like, but he told me about it.
Is this how you do it? Like, yes.
Hey, if you put this here, like that can be a way where you don't have to continuously like, hey guys, like, thank you so much. Oh, well, next match. Sorry about the new follower. Let's go on to the next segment. See, like, it's a good blend and it's a good way to get a bathroom, A, B, C, D. But he didn't have to do that. He did it because he wanted to help others and help me outgrow. As much as same thing for me. I want someone, there's a couple of people, I won't name names, help. They say, hey, Worldzy, how do I make this better? Hey, Worldzy, like, if you could take a couple minutes, I'd love to talk with you. Could you take a look at my eFederation and see what it is that I'm doing? And what would you critique it? Like, you can be honest with me. And I'm glad to help, because again, if I grow, we all grow, because 2K19 isn't pulling numbers like Call of Duty Warzone. Let me tell you that.
Hell no. 2K22, maybe.
If you're, maybe in the couple weeks or the month that it's out, you know,
assuming it doesn't break.
Yeah, knock on wood, right? Let's not have a 2K20 disaster.
Oh
but
my God.
If you're like, there's maybe 600, and God, man, hell, sometimes if it even I don't even know if it's ever, well, it reaches 1K if someone's trying to pirate actual WWE or AEW stuff, but that's a different thing.
That's a whole,
but
I hate it.
There's not everyone doing EFEDs in these segments. So why are these people just trying to get at each other's throats and get jealous when you can help elevate? Because if there's someone who has more numbers than you, and they're going to take the time of day to be like, hey guys, if I'm not live every day like you guys want me to be, go check out blank, because not only are they great, they're a good friend of this community, and they do wrestling content. You right there sitting at home, you're wanting wrestling content, there he is right there, and he does a really good job. He's got my nod. Go check him out. There's your drive.
Yeah,
there's
so
people. There's the window. They may not come today. They may not come next week, but without question, they're going to come tune it in because, well, it's Friday night. Worldzy's not live. Oh, this guy's here. Well, I'll go check it out. Boom, there it is, and you're locked in.
Yeah, it's like it's very strange. I've tried, like, there's a few people that tried to do, like, you know, PvP stuff. One of them, they were gonna come out, and I was like, they put me on their Discord. I was like, oh man, that's great. They're like, can we use rules? Like, of course you can use my rules. You can pick my brain. If you have any questions, you let me know. I can't wait to see your first show. Da, 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 da. They wound up, like, I guess they didn't have enough people or something happened. They're gonna try maybe in 2K22. I was so like, oh man, like the only time when there's people that I want to succeed, they have to take a high. I was like, ugh, that sucks. But then we have schmucks who show up. It's like, oh, of course you are.
Yeah.
But then, you know, there's other places that they ask for help, and I'm trying to help, and it's just like, I feel like it's a waste of time. There's like one, like some dude, it wasn't even the player versus player, but I don't know, I just felt like wanted to help him. So I was like, here, man, I'll do an After Effect for you. And I was like, do you have anything in mind? Oh, I just want, and like they were not very descriptive. I'm like, oh, okay. So, and then they kind of like kept trying to like hound me about it. I was like, don't do that. And then like when I did it, they were like, oh, cool, but can you also do something completely different? I'm like, no.
What happened to the one?
No,
right?
No, I can't. And it's like, this is why I can't even help people. Like, I'll help people, but it's like, this is why I can't just do something nice. Like, for example, I'll try to do every couple of, I try not to be annoying with it, but I'll try to name, you know, on Twitter, I'm like, oh, hey, you know, whatever, by monthly, whatever, support or check out XYZBD, with as many I can remember. It's like, that's not me trying to get over. It's just like, hey man, these are people that are doing cool shit. Might as well support them. You, the Fix, CWL, Dre 41, Lee Boy, my dude Freem, Be Better Gamer, and whoever else I forgot. I'm sorry if you're listening. I offended you. I can't remember. My brain sucks. Whatever. It's like, you know, there's nothing in that for me. It's just wanting to help out. When I'm at, like, I
Wanna help
asked
out, yep.
for the tournament, I'm like, yo, if y'all have any kind of videos or whatever, if you have an advertisement that's like 30 seconds, no, if I don't know you and it's 10, you could do a 10, 15 second ad, I'll run it on the show. I don't care. If you my peoples, if I know you, like you peoples now, you can get a 30-second ad. Give me an ad. I'll put it on your thing. I do it for Toxic Trent. I do it for Lee Boy. Kirby had a 1 minute one. I was like, can you give me a 30-second one? And he hasn't been able to because he's been super busy. He's like, if you give it to me, I'll run it. I don't give a shit. It's just, hey. And then then I'll run it. And my people are like, oh, why are we watching this commercial? Because I fucking like them. That's why. Shut up.
Kirby is in my WWA federation. And when he walks out, part of my, like, I'll announce him. He is the CEO of the CWL. If I don't give a shit and didn't want to help him out, I'd just be like, this is Kirby. He's got his damn logo on his tights, for crying out loud. Like,
it's like,
I
yo,
want
relax.
to help others out.
Exactly.
Like,
they're like, oh, this is so and so. Like, yeah, you know what? Shut up. Because they're friends of the show, you asshole. Like, I'm always yelling at my people because they do that. I mean, I appreciate their rabidness because it comes in handy when my mouths try to come and be stupid. Because the thing is, like, I'm New York, so I don't like whenever something like nothing really ever happens on stream. Like, it's usually pretty fine. And if it is, they take care of it. If I happen to notice it, because sometimes I don't notice the stream, I'm like, that's funny, or I'll ignore it. Or if it's really poignant, I'll be like, suck my dick, and then we keep it moving. That's it. Yep. I keep it moving. I don't care about you internet people. Y'all dumb. I got more to do with my life. So we're gonna start wrapping things up. I have more questions, but let's wrap it up because we've been at it for a minute. So it's a good conversation.
Yeah,
Worldzy.
absolutely.
We definitely gonna keep doing this as we go on. This is gonna be a holiday episode. I might split this bitch in two. I don't know. Anyway, so we're gonna keep going a little bit further, but I think it's time for some tea.
Ooh.
I want to actually wait. No, before tea. Here's an important question that I asked Kirby. I want to ask you. What are your end goals for WWA or for your brand? I hate saying brand and product, but in your case, it actually is because you're a full-time streamer. So when it comes to your brand and product, what do you see yourself in? We got 1, 5, and 10. You can do all three. Or you can just pick one or two. 1, 5, and 10 years. Where do you see yourself, or you see WWA or the brand?
When I first started, it was like, partner, 2K sponsored. Like, and as I've gotten more like wise and realized like what I've really wanted, I just want to keep making people smile and enjoy the show. And that's a corny ass answer.
That's a mad faced answer.
It literally, but you know, that's the thing. I enjoy making people like there's 3 to 4 hours of WWA content that they're watching. I get those messages, Worlds, like, you don't understand. This is what gets me away from what I'm dealing with at home or what I'm dealing with at work. Like, this is the 3 to 4 hours where your show gets me away from everything. And to me, 5-10 years later, if I can still put on a show that has John Doe, Jane Smith, it's not every week, doesn't have to be, but if I can get that one message where I know that I'm making someone feel better and get out of their funk, get out of whatever it is, that's what matters to me. Yes, does the partnership make things cooler and prettier? Well, sure, of course it does. I mean, no, it is what it is though, but I'm also not the one that it's like I did at one point when I first was getting those numbers pre-WWE. I was like, let's push for partner and let's get I just lost interest in it because Twitch is just doing this crazy contort spiraling action that shit you don't even know anymore lately. But it's like, to me, like, yes, I had a breakdown. Yes, I thought about giving in, but the outpouring support where people's like, look, Worlds, you want to be real? Let me be real with you. Here's what you've done for me. And the year that WWA has been 1 year, March will be 2 years. Like, you don't understand what you've done for me and helped me get over shit. Like, you keep my mind off stuff. I've watched your YouTube videos, like, so yes. Is it, what do I want to see? I would love to see it continue on. I would love more help. I would love if the product just keeps becoming what it becomes. And, you know, if you want to go, I'll go with the selfish angle here. What I would like to be, I would like to dabble in real announcing commentary one. Maybe not as a job, but just one match as a bucket list.
Oh, that could happen, definitely.
If I can't be a pro wrestler because of head trauma related issues, but I've realized I can shelter wrestling, pro wrestling away, but it's in my blood. That wrestling, amateur wrestling, pro wrestling, it's ingrained in my blood DNA. I can't shake it. So now it's like, fuck, why not embrace it, right? So I would love just the 10 years, 5 years, WWA is still doing what it's doing. It's still putting on a performance and people are still really enjoying it. Great. But for me, let's take a crack at the real professional wrestling one day and let's see what happens.
Number one, you could definitely parlay that to calling an indie. That is super duper easy. I know of plenty of fucking dummies who've done it, so you can definitely do it. And you actually have somewhat broadcast experience, so that's. And here's the other fun fact: you're super fucking young too, so you can hell yeah do that shit. You can most definitely do that shit. Wait, if you've been at this shit since 2019, even when you get like 5 years in, you'll still be way young. You'll probably just be turning 30. Oh my God, I hate you because you're so young. God damn. Sorry, but yeah, that what you said was actually very poignant because I'm not even trying to be like, oh, me too, but yeah, me too. Like I'll get those. I'm like, shit, I don't even know how to accept those. I'm like, I mean, thank you.
Because you don't.
They say
that's the
like,
thing. We're not on the other side of it. We just put on the show. We bust the ass, and then, I mean, again, we want to be blunt here. We're both goddamn exhausted that we're not watching it back to see what happened. I'm turning it off, going in the living room, and I'm just taking an air, man, and breathing. People will tell those messages.
Yeah, it's a distraction for people, and it gets their mind away from something. It gives them something to focus on. They're enjoying it, and it's especially when people have horrible shit going on in their life. It's like, look, I watch OCW, I watch AEW, and I watch WWE, and I'm happy because of them. Like, shit, all right, man, good. You know what? You say that, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. As long as you do your job and everybody else does their job, I'm gonna keep. Like I say, that's the reason I keep going. Because as long as they're not dumb, I'm not gonna be dumb. My concern is you might not have this issue because you have more of I was gonna say stranglehold, but that sounds so heelish or so mean, but like you have a grip on whatever. So when the new games come out, like we have influx of people. So if the game is good, but a lot of people don't like it, then those people go away and I have to deal with new people, and then cultures can shift and we can get pendejos and mamaos and bad apples and bad actors and bad eggs, and then that switches the entire culture. The only reason we're successful right now is because we've been at a game. We managed to make a game work for 4 years straight. It's only gotten better. The matches have gotten shorter and succinct to the point where I'm like, if a show is 3 hours, then it better be a good show, because we only run, we will run maybe an hour and a half, maybe two and change. If it's 3 hours, 3:15, it's because it's resolutions, because it's 2 nights and we're gonna two nights total, and that's why. Like, I can't have long streams because I get bored easily, and I don't like the people who do PvP. They have 50-minute matches of garbage. I'm not sitting there watching that. I'm not gonna sit on a 5-hour stream and talk like just about that. Get out of my face. Get out of my face with that nonsense. I can't do that. But not about me. About you. Now it's time for my favorite segment that makes me happy. I don't have a name for the segment, but we're just going to say it. I need you to spill some tea, Worldzy. I need some tea. I need a little bit of tea because you a Fed head, so I know there's plenty of tea. So give me some tea. Give me some EFED tea. Give me some tea with people. Give me some tea. Give me some tea for some people that deserve to get tea spilled on them because they're not good people. That's the kind of tea I like. I like when bad people get the shit they deserve for being sons of bitches. That's what makes me happy. Because there's plenty of people in this hobby that deserve that. There's plenty of people that don't, but there's plenty of people that do, and they need to get the tea spilled on them. So go ahead.
You're not wrong, but see, my angle is I won't acknowledge him anymore, especially won't do shit anymore. But like, we're here. This is the podcast, and this is what you're going to listen to. Really though, like, I've had minor instances, and again, 9 times out of 10, it's like Worldzy either books his friends to win, which is God's like favoritism bullshit, which it's the funny scapegoat when they, especially when it was AI versus AI at the time, just such a joke. But that's really like the only one. But the big one was season 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because it's water under the bridge. I've known him personally, so I thought this was even going to be a better coincidence or a better angle too.
Yeah.
But he streamed before I did, and way before I did. But from what I didn't know was he had an EFED.
Okay.
And I didn't know that. So yeah, like I didn't know he had an EFED or anything. And he says to me, like, because I just started, I think mine was March 27th of
Mm-hmm.
2020, or not 2020, I'm sorry, 2019. What? Anyways, but so I'm like trying to figure what I'm doing out and do all this jazz. And he comes to me, he's like, hey, Worlds, we should do an EFED. And I've got the perfect angle we can do this because nobody knows like where it's coming from either. And on paper, I'm going to say this up front. On paper, this was a perfect angle, man, because what I hyped up building the WWA, and he hyped rebranding to the World Wrestling Alliance.
Oh,
So
look at that.
His thing was not even close to the WWA now, like his brand is it.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it at all either. I just like a lucky coincidence, I guess. And I don't really believe in coincidence too much, but I just dumb luck. I guess that's the answer I want to use here. So he tells me this would be great because like we do this angle. Then I can say that, hey, I have the like trademark thing and we could build this story. Then we can build to your pay-per-view where you beat me and you go over and then we'll go our separate ways. Dude, this sounds great, man. I'm all in. You can have a couple of your people come over and raid, blah, blah, blah. So it started building week by week by week. Now, honestly enough, come full circle, this is when Drew Gulak raided me.
Okay.
You have guys like Colt Cabana watching.
Hey.
You had Cesaro watching. When he did the, I don't think he can't stream on Twitch anymore.
No,
not a knock there, but they can't
can.
stream.
None of them
Yeah,
can.
so but he did, and he was like Swiss something. So anyways, people are deeming Worldzy, this is great. This is gonna be the perfect time to like. And again, had no idea Drew Gulak was raiding me. Just coincidence that this was gonna be the angle. So the guy comes in, like he and his like 4 friends start spamming whatever this phrase was, and I was like, mods, time him out. And the mods would sell it as Worldzy. We can't time them out for whatever reason. It's not working. And I made this edit where like looks like videotape gets grainy and then it cuts off the feed.
NWO type shit.
Yeah, but with WWA,
The alliance part.
in season 1 at the time, because I didn't know how I was going to go, I just let really the inmates run the asylum. If you give 10 subs or more, you could steal a championship of your choosing to make it that interactive spiel.
Okay.
Well, we recorded in a spot where it looked like he donated 10 subs and stole the championship, but he said, I'm not stealing the championship. I'm stealing the WWA. Then it looks like my channel just completely goes off. His logo is now on my offline screen. My profile picture is his logo, and they got raided into his stream. So now people are I'm not kidding. We had people texting me, Worlds, are you okay? Your channel just got hijacked. Someone is texting Twitch and be like, this person hijacked Worldzy's channel. How dare they? Like, F him. So he's live now, gonna go. He's getting ready to say things. And I leave. Okay, so I leave. I was like, man, this is great. Like, and I've let some people in the know, but I didn't let anyone else know, just the mods. So now it's great. But he's doing Fire Pro Wrestling.
Okay.
Now you're going from 2K19 with all the. Now keep in mind, my community loves production.
Yeah.
You go from that to an 8-bit style game, and no disrespect to Fire Pro, it's got a lot of customization features, but it's just apples and oranges, really.
Sure.
So he then waits, and now it's just the loading screen. Then he gets on the microphone and says, "Hey guys, you're gonna go on my time." And then he shits on someone personally, a personal jab.
Ooh.
I come back after thinking I'm on cloud. Now, keep in mind, he's got like 50, 60 people just waiting.
What is the person? Is the person like that he jabbed at? Like, was they in on it or just kind of like called
no,
it straight?
no clue.
Oh, they called it straight. That's not how that works, bro.
Yeah, no, he pulled a wild card there.
Yeah, got called it straight.
And didn't see that coming. Yeah,
Goddamn.
so I didn't know about it either. So it's like, oh my God.
Oh shit.
And now people are mad because he took too long to wait. And then they all left. And the couple people that actually were in on the story they're like, oh, they were just trashing Fire Pro, not trashing him, but the game. This is so stupid. How do you even play that? And I was like, oh my God. So he's like, so I'm so sorry, Worlds. I got so nervous. I was like, you just shit on someone personally, and I'm taking heat for it. I'll make it right. I promise. Dude, I'm so sorry. And I was like, I'm like, okay, so he apologizes to the person, and the person comes. But ironically enough, season 2, the same person we're talking about that got shit on leaves because they weren't winning and they weren't having all the titles.
Probably
right?
deserve to be shit on. I don't know.
Yeah, oh, God, it's a whole thing. But so, anyways, we're not done because now it gets better. So after the opportunity goes, and then the two wannabe just jabroni content creators that are not really they're just selfish, trying to seek attention. Then we're like, oh, Worldzy's never going to get those numbers again. That was all the same. So now, while it was the best day for WWA in a sense, it was also my nightmare.
Jesus.
Yeah. So
it's hilarious.
I was like, all right, we'll figure it out. We'll come back in. Got a lot of new people. They're excited. And now the people that just have calmed down and figured it out, we're rallying behind WWA and F these guys. Now, keep in mind, and I'm not being arrogant here, but the terms of numbers as well was night and day in difference, too. Like, you're talking...
Hey, numbers is numbers, B. So if you getting like 70, 80, and this dude got like 20, 15...
Well, at the time, I was 30, 40.
Okay.
50 was like great. 30 to 40 was my strong zone. But you're talking to someone that was... Double digits was a good day. You know, like teens was good day.
Yeah.
Again, you all start somewhere, but when those just couple people and that was it, and then again, doesn't matter. But so we come up now, we pulled it back in. We've got people invested. We actually have someone again, actually, believe it or not, Chad, the guy I was talking about at the top of the show, he actually turns over, and then he's kind of like the Ted DiBiase of the NWO.
Gotcha.
Like, oh, I'm going to buy all the title belts and give them to the EFED guy, those other EFED guys.
Gotcha.
They're going to have it, blah, blah, blah. And now I've got to make a statement, blah, blah. So here's where it gets better. So now at the end, we go to Raid. I was like, hey, guys, I want you to just let them know, get fired up, blah, blah, blah. So we rate him, takes a moment. He has a pre-show match. And he goes, and now he tells me he's cutting a commercial to shit on the WWA.
Okay.
And hindsight, because hindsight's 2020, right? I should have asked him to let me see the commercial.
Oh,
and
boy.
I did not. I trusted him.
Amateur hour?
Yeah, I should have known. Again, I knew him personally. He and I used to work together, work at a So I didn't think anything twice about it, especially because he was so apologetic in some of his community work.
What's the commercial?
Oh, dude. So the person that got shit on was notorious for drawing images, and if you even slighted his or her work, they went on this like diatribe to end you, like in terms of your content, and do whatever it takes to make sure you don't shine anymore. Because this person believes to this day they will make anyone's channel. Again, it is what it is with some people. So
okay,
he gets on the commercial and draws what looks like my daughter would draw. And he's like, hey, look, this is the WWA. They're not relevant to anything. They get one pro wrestler raid, and I'm speaking to context here, but hey, look, we're famous. We're on top of the world because we have 12-year-old drawings. Yeah, nice work. And says the person's name.
Oh.
Says the person's name that he shit on in night 1 or the incident 1. He does it again.
Oh.
And oh my God, he could have left it alone at the drawings. He could have left it alone there. But he said, nice work, blank.
So
says the person's name.
Why is it like, what's this focus on this one weird person? Like, what's that?
I don't know. Like, again, that's
not like how you.
So now I had left again, okay? Because I'm not joking. I had left again, and now this person's significant other has 10 times fired up. how effing dare you, Worldzy, let him say that about blank. Trust me, I'm not gonna like support you again. This is just such bullshit. And I was like, whoa.
I didn't do anything.
I was like, he made a commercial. It's about drawings. Honest to God, get over yourself.
I didn't do anything.
And he goes, no, he said their name, Evan. It's like, no, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Oh,
Mods, show me it right now. So the mods go back. The significant other shows it, and sure enough, there he is, and he says
that's
it.
That's not how that works. If you're supposed to be in the, oh man,
oh my God.
Jesus
so
Christ.
now everyone
it's
in
a
his
fucking car wreck, dude.
Oh, dude, yes, it is a goddamn car crash. So here he goes. He then says this. Now my community is, oh my God. And I don't cuss really on my stream unless it's like not safe for work stuff. But dude, the F word, the C word, everything was just firing off at this guy. He had to ban them from his stream because they were like, F this guy, blah, blah, blah. How could Worldzy even work with them? And as soon as I figured out, I was like, all right.
Yeah, well, we're just gonna have to cut that. We're gonna have to cut bait on this one.
I was like, all right, the WWA is dead. That's it. So
here goes.
Lost my momentum.
Jesus.
I had a couple be like, Worldzy, you can't quit. I really enjoy this. And that wasn't going to be enough for me. I took a couple days, figured it out. And
so bizarre.
They said, hey, Worldzy, we can Chad again. Such a good dude. He doesn't get enough credit, and he's kind of like us. He doesn't really take the compliments. He likes to be the background guy, but I got to give him credit for it. He said, Worldzy, here's an angle. I think this could work. And he was going to be the guy like, hey, listen, I'm going to take the titles now. And he's going to be like, he's going to build his own faction, kind of like NWO, right? Like NWO.
Yeah.
And I said, as grateful as you are, he's like, trust me, these people want to watch WWA and they don't care about this guy anymore. And I was so mad. I was like, you know what I'm going to do? Vince McMahon did this shoot in when Eric Bischoff was continuously kicking his ass. This was the dawn of the new Attitude Era, where he was like, we're tired of like the say your vitamins or, eat your vitamins and say your prayers. We're into the era of Attitude. And that live segment he did, I said, listen, I'm just going to do that. Apologize. Anything can happen. And you know what? We're going to overcome it. And if it doesn't work, who cares? I will figure it out. And I did it. I cut that produced video. I said, listen, it is what it is. I apologize, but I'm telling you one thing, no matter how good of an angle it is, no matter what I believe is like what I think it is, if someone takes a personal jab that was unsolicited, I will back you guys till the end of the day. And I stand by it right now. And here we are today. So as ugly as it was, funny enough, I ran to the guy at Target and we just talked it out.
They have a laugh at it in retrospect. Yeah.
The person's gone. That was started all, but it was that they were like, hey, Worldzy actually is going to stand by us. He believes in us. You know what? We're with him. And here we are today. So as ugly and as horrendous as it was, we lost some people. We got those two idiots out of the equation. At the end of the day, it was fantastic because people realized, hey, listen, he actually gives a shit about us, not his product. You know what? We'll be behind you and we'll make it right. And then we went off from there. So that's really the biggest tea spill in terms of like drama stuff.
That sounds like a car crash and a half.
Dude,
dog.
Holy shit. You want to talk about just some Tylenol?
That's like
headaches.
Give aspirin a headache on Twitch drama / beef. I don't know. Like there was we had.
I don't do drama either, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I've noticed.
I kill it in the bud. Yeah, I'm very like, if someone has shit, it's either you take it up with the mod, or if it's something that I need to handle, I'm the guy who will either cut the head off or I'll figure it out. But I'm not all right, let's get a little, what's going on here? Listen, you either figure your shit out or I'll take care of it myself. I don't deal with this drama teenage bullshit. I never did when I was younger either.
That's exactly,
I'm not that guy.
That's exactly, it's for me, it's the New York mindset. Like I'm very just like, we'll bust each other's balls. And they'll go at each other, but not too bad. But it's like, if someone from the outside tries, forget about it. Like somebody was at one point, someone was bugging Mikey Unlikely, the EFED podcast guy. Like somebody was bothering them, right? And then I came in and I said something not mean, but like whatever. And they tried coming at me. My two members, I'm not gonna repeat what they said because it wound up not working. Like it was just like I was like, God damn, y'all need to relax. Like they just like, like, oh, okay, well, I guess I don't need to do anything. They'll just my tactical will take care of it. Like,
right, that's what it is. They'll live and die by the brand, as I said earlier. If they believe in you, they'll die on that sword, man.
What is it that O'Brien says? O'Brien says well, Jake and Brian, they'll go like something about cult, the OCW cult or OCWFED. Fuck everybody else. It's like, relax. It's not that serious, bro. It's not that serious. It's like, mean, it is, but it isn't. Like, we've had there's been not drama per se on the thing, but I remember at one point we were doing an angle a long time ago with one of the guys who, no longer with us, but he's with us in spirit. Long story short, we just at the whim, I'm like, yo, because they had wanted doing it, like, basically we give people enough leeway, but these guys did a match that wasn't sanctioned, and I was being lazy, I was being absentee dad, so I just didn't, catch it or whatever, so it still aired, and it was like, it was kind of like a big no-no. So I reprimanded the guy, and it was fine. I was like, yo, don't do that again. He's like, yeah, that's fine. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to lose. Because I used to lose my shit, what people deserved it. But I was like, I'm going to lose my shit. I'm going to ban you. Just roll with it. He was like, all right, cool. So I was like, And the thing is, this wound up becoming a social experiment because, like, it had ramifications, like banning. Because that guy was pivotal in that. He was pivotal in the Fed at the time, in the league. So banning him was like, oh my God. So because like I'm a psycho, so I was like, I'm gonna ban him, and then he'll come back mysteriously like 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, whatever it was. But the GM now can't or do Dupree, right? I was like, I want to see how people react. Are they gonna leave? Are they gonna stay? What are they gonna do? So I walked up to him and I was like, hey man, I had to ban so and so. It is what it is. He's like, yeah, I know. And I'm like, you good? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh shit! OCW for life. I was like, that's when I was like, I can trust that man. Like he, and then that guy's friend, the guy at band's friend, he already knew, so he was like, oh, I'm still sticking around. Like, oh, you motherfucker! Like he was in on it because they're best friends. It's like, but yeah. It wound up working out. That was like, it was funny though because just trying to see who everyone wound up riding and dying, so it was good, ride or die, so it was good, but. We didn't have much. You learn from the struggles, man, but you also know who's gonna like be in the trenches with you. And it's like as some of those things, yes, you wish it didn't happen. You hate that it had to happen like that. But you also know, hey, there's these guys and girls that will be there for you no matter what it is, because they believe in you, they believe in what you stand for, and they'll be with you till the end of time unless you do something absolutely dog shit crazy. Yeah. Like they'll be with you. That's what I have right now. They're riding and dying, so I'm happy about it. It's funny because it really what it took someone who was trusted in the community to be removed because they wound up being an undercover piece of shit, like really bad, like on some Harvey Weinstein shit. Not the creepy sense, but the Harvey Weinstein shit of like, oh, he screwed you over too. Oh, it wound up being people just coming forward like being screwed by this fucking one person. It's like, oh, so once that dude was taken care of and removed out of the equation, like there was a cultural shift that built over time.
Yes. Disclaimer, everybody. For those that, again, EFEDs talk. So if you were shitty in one EFED, your chances are I'm friends with them or they're friends with whoever. They talk. And I've got my fair share of DMs. You probably might as well. Hey, so this person got banned from my EFED because he did A, B, C, D. Yeah. And I saw him in your chat a couple days ago. Just wanted to let you know. EFEDs talk, everybody. So please be on your best behavior before you go on your diatribe.
Pretty much, man. So it wound up being a cultural shift. It wound up from like one person be like, oh, I'm such a hard worker, respect me, to everybody just grinding it out. So I was like, oh, go figure. That's what happens. You excise, the seed, the cancer or whatever, and then next thing you know, everybody's doing good. So it is what it is. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up. I have some stuff to talk to you offline for a brief moment, but before we go, this is my favorite part where you already gave people advice on if they want to become the number 2 Twitch stream for EFED Twitch stream, but you gave plenty of advice on that. So I guess at this point, it's closing thoughts. So before you give your closing thoughts, I want you to shill all of your things because that's very important. Actually, no, give us your closing thoughts and then you can shill all of your things. So what do you want the people to take away from this podcast, which may or may not be split into 2 parts? Give me more content. I don't know. I haven't decided. But what are your closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts are, man, for those of you guys that even if it's not an EFED or you're just a viewer that are a part of an EFederation, just understand that we're doing everything we do for you guys at the end of the day. Yes, we're bullshitting about like frustrations that we may have, but like we said earlier, our biggest like takeaway from it is seeing you guys enjoy what we put out, because again, unless you're in it, you have no idea the sacrifices we've taken our time away to give you guys the best product that we possibly can. So just go in that understanding that, hey, listen, they're giving us what we can. I may not win every match. You know, I may not be a champion today or tomorrow, but goddamn, am I enjoying every bit of it right now. And just have fun and realize that. And most importantly, like, we will continue to give you the best as long as you are there believing in us. So just everyone keep that in mind. I love this. I love being on here with you. I hope nothing but the success for you, as well for other Eve federations that keep on growing. Just don't give up on yourself, really. Just always believe, always try new things. If it doesn't work, just go back to the drawing board. But no matter what, as long as you're trying to put in your best effort, that's all I want to see from content creators. And if you're coming up for my top spot, well, then I'll be heel Worldzy here. You don't have what it takes, because I've got the ratings, the money, and the stuff.
I hate that you did that, and I'm gonna use every bit of your clout to send myself.
I had to go heel there for a second.
Yeah, for a little bit. I mean, it's fine. I had when I was trying to learn about like other EFEDs, I had one guy who I don't even remember his name, but this fucking guy was I guess he was in character, and I was just trying to just talk, and it's just. When we were done, I'm like, was you doing shtick? He's like, I don't know. Was I? I'm like, I'm going to punch you in your fucking face. Like, get out of my face. Ugh. But yeah. Oh, another one before you shell. If you could describe your community in one word, what would it be?
Passionate. Passionate. Loyal.
I said one word. You can't be adding extra words, Worldzy.
If I had to choose one of the two, I'd say, honestly, passionate. They believe in what it is I do. They will live and die by the sword, ride or die is your terms there. It's one of those things, man. Like you and I bust our ass and do what we do, but behind the scenes, when someone's taken to their personal Facebook page to promote your Twitch channel, or to say, hey, I'm going to go wear the merch out in public in front of hundreds of people, or, you know, we had someone, and like someone was going to get a tattoo of our WWA. I mean, real story. Someone's going to get a tattoo of the WWA logo. And I still think it's scheduled. It got postponed because the artist had COVID, but it's that they're so passionate and they love what we do as a whole here, that I wouldn't have asked anything else out of them. Honestly, I love them to death. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for my wife, my daughter, my mods, my team. And I sound like I'm winning a goddamn Oscar award here.
Hey,
but
it's a podcast. Do what you want.
It's honestly, I'm just grateful.
If you on here, you're not an asshole, because I usually don't have assholes on, so might as well. If you like, it's okay to be confident and happy with yourself. Like, I'm not used to joy, so it's weird for me. But if you're happy, be happy. Enjoy yourself.
I'm just grateful for how passionate they are and how much they believe for me. So for those of you that are taking time out of your day to listen to this 2.5 hour podcast, I just want to say thank you.
Split in a half.
Or split in two parts. If you're listening, hey, even more so, if you watch both parts, thank you. Put 2 underlines and 2 exclamation points on that, if you will.
We'll
thank
figure
you.
It out. I know. I'm sure you're welcome. So now it's time to shill all of your stuff. So shill everything that you have, that you can remember and that you can think of.
Oh, okay. Let's rapid fire this one. I am on Twitter at WorldzyWWA. Same thing on Instagram. Obviously, I'm Twitch on Twitch, YouTube as well. Same thing. It is just Worldzy on Twitch and on YouTube. I stream Tuesday, Wednesday, 6 p.m. EST, Friday over on YouTube, and then Sunday, 3 p.m. EST is WWA, the full produced show. I'm on TikTok as well. Yeah, I mean, if you want to see what we're all about, go down to the YouTube channel. It's literally a 2-minute video, if that. Tells you everything you need to know. We've got 5 slots left. I only do 100 roster cap. And I still think that's excessive. Anything, if you go over 100 and you try to do 2 consoles, I don't understand how you're doing it. But I again, trying to fill up what we can. So if you want to, you are more than welcome to have a character. We would love to have you, and all the information is posted in YouTube. But most importantly, just come on in, say hi, and hopefully you enjoy what you see, because this coming Sunday, especially with our co-commentator, if you're watching though, we'll be debuting the new announcer for Breakout here soon.
Fantastic. And that's Worldzy, WORLDZY. In case
Bingo.
Because some people spelling. That's gonna do it for us. I want to thank Worldzy for coming through. This is fun. I enjoyed it. I like talking to people who are Fed heads who actually go through the same shit that we do, because a lot of times they don't and they pretend they do. And
there's
annoying.
Few of us, man.
Very few. So
yep.
Thank you so much for listening. We'll catch you on the next episode. Peace out. Whenever the hell that episode is, I don't know. Okay, bye.
So that was the episode. I enjoyed that tremendously. So I want to send a shout out to Worldzy once again for being a guest, and once again for being dope enough to give us 2 goddamn episodes, because I am starving for podcast content. So thanks for that. That's pretty much it, man. Thank you so much for listening, and hopefully, I think eventually, maybe in the new year, I want to get like some kind of a round table, what you call it, or constituency, or is it a round table? Does the table have to be round? Could it be hexagonal? Could it be octagon, perhaps? Could it be like, I don't know, curved in some substantiation? But either way, I want to get a bunch of creators together. Probably people I've spoken to in the past. Maybe Trent, Worldzy, Kirby, Lee, Dre, whoever the hell else I can wrangle. Because, wrangling people together is like, oh, forget about it. But I would love to grab a bunch of people and just shoot the breeze, shoot the shit regarding this hobby. And yeah, so I don't know, that's just dreaming. But anyway, if you want to be a guest on This Will Be Named Later, it's super duper simple. I know y'all some shy. I know a few people hit me out. Let me be honest with you right now. A lot of times when I'm doing these post show things, I do them 15 to 16 times because I always get tongue tied. I'm tired of it. I'm just gonna stick to my guns and be a mushmouth idiot like I am. A few people hit me up and they were, I don't know, just weird. So if you're not weird, if you just want to talk about EFED stuff, or if you want a content creator, if you're a call creator, if you do dope content, let's talk. It should be fun. And it's easy breezy, beautiful couple girls. So don't even worry about it. Anyway, so that's it. You can hit me up at OCWFed@gmail.com or on the Twitter machine at OCWFed on Twitter. And be sure, if you really enjoyed this podcast, I have to show my own shit for a second. OCWFed on TV. OCWFedTV on YouTube. That's our hub. You'll find this video. You'll find all of our weekly content that our community who bust their ass tirelessly to produce on a niche of a niche. Because we're not like, we're not like Worldzy. We're not like Kirby. We're not like Lee. We're not like a lot of people. We do PvP and talk about a niche of a niche. It's kind of like those cats. Those cats that have they have skin but no fur. They look like demons. They're ugly, but they're cute at the same time. What the hell are they called? Sphinx cats? We're kind of like the Sphinx cats of this hobby, honestly. So rare, so beautiful, and ugly, and dangerous, but rare. So yes, watch us daily and watch our content as well. Subscribe. That's my rant. Thank you for listening. God bless. See you next time.